Okay, hello everyone. So today we are going live or from 100 Trucks. So I'll just brief up everyone who is new to our podcast. So I'm Meenakshi myself, and I'm the design head for 100 Trucks, and I'm based out of Pune. So I take care of pre-sales as well as the marketing department in 100 Trucks. So we have been getting a lot of queries from our customer side regarding home theaters. So, with everyone being at home nowadays due to quarantine or COVID-19 being home as a safety measure, a lot of people are opting for home theaters for their entertainment needs because, as everyone knows, we cannot go outside as much. And with the whole family, we are getting to spend quality time. So it's an added advantage to have a good home theater system. So as I said, we have been getting a lot of queries for the same, and that's why we thought we can have an expert to talk with us who can brief us more regarding the same. So today we have Mr. Tanmay with us. So Tanmay is, excuse me, Tanmay is a consultation expert for uh, the home automation system as well as the home theater systems. So, Tanmay, can you just brief us about your company and how do you like what and all services you provide and how are you existing in the market?
Yeah. Hi everyone. My name is Tanmay Mehta. I'm basically a premium electronic consultant at Touchwood Automations. So, Touchwood Automations is a 7-year-old company which is working extensively in the audio, video, and the automation space. And we have been designing and delivering a lot of entertainment solutions for people in their houses in the form of home cinema systems.
Okay, great. So Tanmay, as I said, we have a lot of queries from our clients, and also I would like to share some of our experiences which we had when we were doing home automation. So, for example, we had gone and done and one second. I guess my voice is not very clear. So
It was, but now I guess it's a little clearer.
okay. Um, Yeah. So as I was saying, like previously we had done a project in Pune itself. So that time we were facing an issue regarding the voice and acoustics. So I'll just brief up with slightly with the project. So we had got this
Yeah.
interior project for a good 3 BHK apartment, and they had given us the full turnkey project. We did the whole designing for them, but they didn't opt for any specific home theater room as such. But they had bought out the home theater system from their dealer, and they had put it up along with their TV unit. So they were complaining that even though we have purchased a very expensive home theater unit, and even though the dealer has promised us that it's the best possible available in the market, still we are not getting the proper sound quality and the surround sound effect which we are expecting from the system. So can you just tell us, Tanmay, that why does such issues occur?
Yeah. So basically, a home cinema system is what we believe is creating an experience in someone's place. Because how much ever you buy, you put an amount in your equipments or in your gear, the sound or that experience will not come until unless the room is scientifically or designed properly with the help of proper room acoustics, calibration, and everything. So the major success point for any home cinema system does not lie only in the equipment; it lies rather in the science behind designing that particular room or that experience.
Okay.
So it could be one of the reasons for not enjoying that sound in a great manner.
Okay, I got it. So, like even in our viewers, they might have some questions which they would like to be answered. So, we very much encourage everyone to post in the comment section with their questions or queries. We will be taking a Q&A session for 10-15 minutes at the end of our broadcast. So feel free to ask any questions from our expert who has joined us today, Mr. Tanmay. So he will gladly answer all your queries. So Tanmay, there's one more regular question which we do get from our client side is what is the minimum screen size which is advisable for the home theater? Like if you're having a dedicated home theater room, so what is the minimum screen size which can give them a good experience?
Okay. So, as I said, it's all about science. So, even for deciding the screen size, what we have to consider is what sort of room are we planning? That's the first question that we need to answer. The second question, if you said that, as you said, that it's a dedicated room. So we have to
Right.
understand that what are the dimensions of that room, how far is someone sitting from, the screen wall. And based on that distance is how we decide on what sort of screen size is required. So even a small room of 10
Okay.
feet by 11 feet, I think it
Mhm.
requires a screen, handle a screen size of around 80 to 84 inches.
Okay, okay. So, yeah, that and what is the like, largest size which is possible? So, if we have say a
Uh,
20 feet by around 15 feet by 20 feet room, which is more elongated kind of a room. So, what would you recommend for the same?
So for a room size of 15 feet by 20 feet, probably somewhere around 133 inches to 150 inches diagonal can also be a great size. Uh,
Okay,
what maximum size we can go for? Well, the projectors do support screen size up to 300 inches. So, there's
okay.
vast room for
Yeah,
going big. But yeah,
yes, yes.
if it's
So, I
a
guess
room
such
size of 15,
options. Yeah.
yeah,
So I guess such options we can give for a Willamette or a penthouse kind of a place would which can recommend for such a big screen size. So which can like
absolutely. Yeah.
it will be like a mini personal mini theater for the client for sure.
Yes, yes. So we did a project which was around 1,000 square feet of room. So it was a
Okay.
36 feet by 28 feet, I guess, and we
Okay.
had a screen size of around 220 inches diagonal. So
Oh, great.
that's the kind of big screens that people can go for, and it's really nice to watch it on a big screen when you
Yes,
sit in
of
that room.
course, of course. Yes, true, true, very true. So again, coming back to projects, like we have done, as I said, we have done a lot of projects in which we do give dedicated home theaters as well,
Yeah.
dedicated rooms for home theaters as well. So in most of the home theaters, the clients want the home theater to be a multi-purpose room because even it being a home theater room, it's not as frequently used. So to optimize the space and to make it multifunctional, the client do ask us that can we create a multifunctional room with along with the home theater. So in that case, what happens is they ask us to give retractable screens, which can be retracted up to the ceiling once they're done watching the movie.
Right.
So is that recommendable to have a retractable screen or a fixed screen is a better option to go with?
So the screen's job is basically in either ways the same of reflecting the image that you want to see from the projector. So it's based upon the room requirement. So as you said, if it's a media room or a multifunctional room, then yes, taking the screen, having a retractable screen would always work
Mhm.
better. So that once the work is done, you can have it pulled up and rolled up, and once if you come back again to watch something, you can pull the screen down. So that's always better to have a retractable screen. Um,
Okay.
Compared to the fixed frame and the retractable, obviously there are some drawbacks of going for a retractable screen in certain times. Like for instance, the screen becomes a little wavy when you have it motorized because there's not too much of support on the sides. Whereas if
Correct.
you go for a fixed screen, it's pulled from all the four sides and packed in a aluminum case which is finished with a good black velvet. So that
Okay.
screen never has any sort of greases or any waviness that comes on it.
Mhm.
So that's the advantage of going for a fixed frame screen.
Fixed. Okay, so you would recommend to go with a fixed screen rather than having it like a retractable
Yeah,
and a moving kind of screen. Yes. Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Got it. So yeah, that was pretty informative because that is something which we cannot justify telling. Like even if we say to the client that let's go for a fixed screen, this question always arises that why not having a retractable screen? So that is something very new to us as well. That this is the actual issue which occurs, because mostly
Yeah.
people think even if it's a retractable screen, it does have a little bit of weight on the bottom, so it should act as well. So it should
It
give the
does
same
act.
quality. Yeah.
Yeah, so it does. The weight does act to some extent,
Mhm.
but honestly, if the AC is not positioned properly or there's too much of wind flowing in that particular room,
Correct.
then it can't withstand that particular wind speed as well.
Yes, true. That is correct. So yeah, I guess mostly what we can do, if at all, for the retractable, we can provide some screen in front of it. Which we can make it camouflage kind of a thing, maybe, so that
Yeah.
even if it's not in use, it's not seen. So that is one option maybe which we can give. So what are the kind of materials you would suggest we can go for if we are creating a screen, maybe, or if we have to give some enclosures from the side for the screen to hide? So what kind of a material would you suggest that we go with?
Uh, so, as you remember, in one of your project only, what we did was we used a lot of acoustic material to hide those screen materials. So, right from a plywood which is covered with a fabric as well on the lowest
Right.
end to some sort of acoustic material can be used to hide screen. If you are talking about retractable screens, then you can we can hide it in a false ceiling, pelmet
Yes.
based position, and we can hide the box. So a lot of
Yes.
options are there to hide these. Um,
Mhm.
if it's a fixed frame, honestly, there's very little that one can do with it. But there are a
Yeah.
few fixed frame screens nowadays that comes with an option of having a artwork or a frame kind of factor to it. So what it
Okay.
does is
Okay.
you have an artwork in the front, and the artwork can roll up, and behind you see the fixed frame screen. So a lot of
Oh.
mechanisms are nowadays to hide the screens as well.
Okay, okay, great. That's very helpful. So that again might have answered a lot of questions out there, that how we can conceal the screen if we want to use it as a multi-purpose place. So
Yeah.
that's really good to know. Then again, there are a lot of questions which we get about the standard seating distance between the screen and the front seat of the seating placement which you have given. May it be like recliner kind of a seating, or Indian Baitak kind of a seating. So people are always skeptical on how much space should there be left between the screen and the seating space. So what would you suggest for this one?
So what we recommend is that the first row should at least be twice the height of the screen. So let's say if the
Okay.
screen height is around 4 feet, then probably the first row can start from around 8 feet, and it
Okay.
does not create a hall kind of effect, because when we visit any cinema hall, the reason why we book the seats of the later seats and not the front seats is because you don't
Correct.
want to have a screen in your in your vision wherein you need to move your head, because at any
Yeah.
given time, if you really move your head, then it's not an ideal scenario for a home cinema experience. It should be wherein the
Okay.
head is straight and in your entire vision, the screen comes together. So probably,
Mhm.
uh, let's say if the screen size is 100 inches, then I would say somewhere around 8 to 9 feet would be a good distance for the first row.
Okay, okay, for the first row. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Tanmay, you might remember we had done a project together for a Willamette itself. So,
Yeah.
there they wanted to put up a lot of posters on the walls, and they wanted the walls to be very decorative, even though it was a home theater, because as I told you, it was a multi-purpose room as well. So, for the
Yes.
wall panel, for acoustics, basically, we use a lot of cork sheets, or we use cushions when we put up the wall paneling for a specific home theater room, so that there is no echo, or the acoustics is pretty good in that case. So what
Right.
would you suggest that, for paneling, what other materials we can use which will help with the acoustics, but at the same time will give us a different kind of a feel, like which materials we can use and which materials we should avoid using in the home theater?
Okay, so let me talk about what are the things that you need to avoid, because that's a little, this thing better reason to start with. So, glass is something that we ideally do not recommend to have in a home cinema room, or even if it's a media room, try not to have a
Yes.
glass, because glass does make a rattling sound when when there's a lot of bass, or the sound comes from the wall.
Right, right.
So that is one thing that one should avoid using in a theater room. Also, a lot of reflective surfaces like plywood or MDF should also be avoided, wherever possible. I can understand that we need to also take care of aesthetics. So just the way we did it for the villa, wherein we had to match it with the acoustic panels, as well as we had to take care of the decor. So it's a combination of both that has to go together. So the ideal material that one should use in a home cinema room is for acoustics. So there are two things. One is something which is sound absorbing material, and the second thing should be something which diffuses the sound. So ideally,
Okay,
what we do in the front area of a cinema room is wherein we have most of the absorption-based panels. So it can
okay,
be a foam, it can be a natural fiber material, it can be some thick curtains which are sound absorbing, and blackout curtains. So these are the things which you can use in the front area.
okay,
The later part of the sitting, wherein you need to have some diffusers, is you can go for some sort of engineered wood, or probably some sort of engineered surfaces, which are
okay.
hardwood surfaces. So these kind
Yeah,
of surfaces, they throw sound in all the directions, and that kind of treatment is also required for that experience. So it can't be a dead
right.
room in terms of
Yeah.
absorbing all the sound. There has to be a play of absorption and diffusion to create that experience.
Oh, got it, got it. So that's again a very good point, because sometimes the requirement which we get is a room which has a full glazing on one side, maybe a full height window or something. And in that
Correct.
room, if we want to convert it into home theater room, then that is going to be an issue, because the glass is going to create reflect the sound, and also create a lot of echoing noise, and it might start vibrating if the volume is too high. So that is also an issue. So similarly, talking to you, Tanmay, we have, I think a lot of our viewers also might have got a lot of clarity on many issues, or if they are thinking of going for a home theater room specifically, they might also have started thinking which room they might be able to convert into home theater room. So that is very good actually. So again, I would like request the viewers, like if they have any questions, they can surely comment us on the comment box, and tell us your queries, so that we can take up your queries later on towards the end of the broadcast. And also, there are many more questions which we do have. But before that, Tanmay, I would like to ask you regarding uh, sharing any of your experience of maybe a critical home theater room which you had to design, or any peculiar suggestions or requests from the client side which you had to fulfill during designing the home theater rooms, like
Well,
integrating
absolutely.
it,
We are a
mostly
lot.
from
Yeah.
the architect's point of view or the designer's point of view, like if a designer wanted something peculiar, and it had to be integrated along with the interiors as the home theater room.
Yeah. So we do face a lot of challenges while we have to work in a dedicated home cinema room environment, because three people involved, or three stakeholders involved in that particular thing, and all the three of them have a different, result that they want from that particular place. Like for
Exactly.
instance, we are in a field wherein we love technology, but the
Mhm.
customers, they love the result of that particular technology. And
Exactly.
for the architect, the room decor or that room ambience, that is very, very important. So it's obviously very, very difficult to have all these three minds come together to create a solution.
Mhm.
But many projects we face these challenges. So we have a very, very simple philosophy. What we do is, for most of the things, we do try to accommodate a lot of designer requests in terms of what all things can be, they need to have, and we do give priority to that, and based on that also we can design the room accordingly, so that the customer's end result is also very well taken care of. So
True, true.
like for instance, in one of the projects, we had a very, very difficult challenge wherein the architect wanted all the things to be hidden, but the customer chose the system in a manner wherein everything was visible and it was going to pop out from the wall. So that is where
Okay.
we had to put in value engineering in the project, and make sure that we come up with a solution which can produce the same result that the customer wants, and also take care of the architect, designers, design in terms of the ambience, look and feel.
Okay. That's good. So, again, Tanmay, as we have been working together since a long time and we have integrated a lot of your uh, the home theater systems in our lot of projects, we surely do get a lot of good reviews from the client side as well. That
Thank you.
the outcome, as you said, the client is more interested in the outcome of the home system. They are not much into the
Yeah, yeah.
technicality, how the design goes. Obviously, they want it to be aesthetical, but then surely the outcome has to be perfect. So we do get a lot of reviews from the clients that saying that the home theater system which we got from your side are really up to the mark, and they are like in this tough times. The people who have already done it are really happy that they're able to sit at home, watch a lot of good movies with their kids, and thoroughly enjoy the time, quality time they're spending with them. So that
Thank
is
you.
really nice to know. And getting such, I'm sure for you also getting such reviews from the client side is really motivating. So,
Absolutely. So this particular lockdown has actually, made people use this particular system to the maximum or the fullest extent possible. Because many people basically indulge in home cinema, who really want to look forward to it, or who really love enjoying watching some content online or offline. But there
yes.
are very few people who do that, and most of the people, they buy home cinema systems, but because of their busy lifestyles, they tend to not really enjoy it to the fullest extent. And this
Correct.
lockdown has particularly got people together, and most of the movies now releasing online, I think it has become like one of the basic necessities that people are looking to have in their houses. So since the lock, I
Yeah.
mean, since we have opened our play store as well, we have so many people coming down for experiencing or creating that experience in their house. So it's been really a
Correct.
positive lockdown that has
Yeah.
got onto, I can say, to our business.
Yes, I'm very sure about that. So, Tanma, there were a couple of few questions which I wanted to ask, and then we will take the customer questions as well from the client, who are our viewers. So, we will take
Yeah.
their questions as well. So, some quick questions which I wanted to know just from the client side, even which we had the inquiry generated. So there is one of them was how important is air conditioning? Like we obviously know that if we are making a home theater room, we do require air conditioning system. We can't put in fans and like create that ambience. So what would you suggest? Like the normal split ACs would procure like solve the issue, or is there a specific kind of HVAC system which should preferably be installed in the home theater room?
So ideally, HVACs are better to have, so that there is a equal distribution of airflow in the entire room. Yes, how to pull that? We basically recommend them to have longer ducting chains in terms of right angles at the in the ceiling, which is hidden in the ceiling, so that more chains can also distribute the sound properly in terms of the AC sound. And a proper
Okay.
acoustical treatment to the duct is also necessary to ensure that the AC sound does not mix with the home theater and does not cause some sort of disturbance or a distortion to the
Okay.
people who are enjoying something in that. But having said
Oh,
that, a lot of people don't have HVAC in apartment kind of places. So that is where people
right.
do opt for split ACs in their house,
Yeah.
and it does
Yeah.
work fine until and unless they are ensuring that the dB level or the sound level of that particular AC is below 35 or 32 dB. So any AC is
Okay.
below that, fine.
Okay. So if we are opting for split AC, the sound level has to be really low. So that is something technically we
Yeah,
need to check before getting the AC
absolutely.
equipment.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So there was one more project, Tanmay, which we did together, where we got to know that the client had already created the home theater room with proper
Yes.
paneling on the walls and everything done. We had just went in and set up the home theater system with the equipments and everything. But even though the wall panelings were done, the AC was in place, everything was done. Still, there was a little bit issue with echoing of the room, echoing of the voice, as well as there was a little bit of issue with the clarity of the sound. So we
Yeah.
went there, and when you came there with your team and saw the home theater room, so you mentioned that the flooring which was there in place was not very appropriate. It was normal vitrified tiles, and they had just
Yeah.
put on recliners on top of the vitrified tiles. So that is why the issue was occurring. So can you just brief us about the same, that what kind of flooring can we go for, or if
Absolutely.
already the vitrified tiles are there in place, what are the options which we can do which will solve the issue?
Absolutely. I very vividly remember the project because, the customer was just not getting satisfied of the products that he had bought. And, he was just looking for someone who can come and, guide him with all the problems. And the very first thing that we observed in his place when we walked in was he had vitrified tiles. Now, what happens is in any dedicated or, in any home cinema room environment, a
Yeah.
vitrified tile is one of the worst flooring that you can have in these kind of rooms, because these are very
Okay.
reflective surfaces again. And when the sound reflects from that, it kinds of creates that echo or reverberation sound. And what we recommend in these kind of rooms is obviously to go for a carpet. So
Okay.
it can be even a wall-to-wall carpet, or if it's a small media room or a living room setup, you can go for a small rug on the floor in the front side near the screen. So these are certain
Okay.
things that people can have treated in that particular room, and that can actually absorb a lot. Like we have Indian rugs, or basically galicha kind of carpet. These also can act to some extent, but yes, any upholstery material is always good for acoustics.
Okay, okay. So if at all the room is already set up and there is already flooring is already done, so we can put in the carpet and it'll solve most of the issue. Obviously, it might not be as perfect as going for a wooden flooring
Yeah.
or a proper wall-to-wall carpeted flooring, but it will solve the problem to some extent.
Yes, it surely
Yeah.
does.
Sure, sure. Great. So we will take up some questions from the viewers right now. So Mr. Prashant Joshi has asked us a question about what will give the best results for a TV screen or a projector if they want to add in a home theater to the scene. So,
Okay.
what?
TV screen and projector. So that's a very interesting comparison because the biggest drawback of a TV screen is that the light source is right in front of you, and that is why
Correct.
you can't create the darkness that a home cinema room requires with a TV screen. Because then your
Okay.
eyes start hurting if you turn off the lights and watch TV for more than 2 3 hours. Whereas projector requires darkness because it works on a reflection technology. Like the light source is in the projector, which is the lamp of the
Mhm.
projector, and what we see
Yes.
on the screen is the reflection. So
Yes.
to get better reflection, you need more darkness, and that is where
Right.
the involvement or the engagement in that particular cinema room with a projector is more than what you can achieve with a TV screen. So ideally, what we recommend is obviously a projector that is
Okay.
required for a home cinema room. But if it's a living room or a family room kind of scenario, wherein you still just want to have a surround sound with a TV screen, then I think in such cases TV screen can work well.
Okay, great, great. Prashant, hope that answers your question. And
Yeah.
that is that actually very sincere question which was asked, because we have been talking about the home theater as a whole along with the screen. But yes, many people do have projectors and TV screens already in place
Mhm.
and just want a home theater. So I think that is surely something they would like to know. So Miss Sahili also has a question, which is how can I install a home theater without doing any damage to my kids' eyes? Yes, that is also a very appropriate question with the kids being home nowadays for a longer period of time and having a lot of screen time, as we call it. So
Right.
what do you suggest, Tanmay? Like how
So
can
I'll
we
continue
avoid?
with the last question because this very much relates to, I guess, Prashant's question as well. Because what happens is, as I said, TV screen has the light right in front of you, and that is where these kind of screens can, be a little can play a little damage to kids' eyes. But a projector screen honestly does not play damage to kids' eyes. Yes, what you need to also consider is what sort of screen size are we looking for, and what sort of content are we watching on it. Like earlier times, we used to
Mhm.
have our grandparents or parents scold us when we used to sit near the TV, and that was the reason because at that time the TV was not full HD, there was no 4K, nothing of those technologies, and the distance that was required honestly for a even 50 inches TV that time was somewhere at least 10 feet. But as in how the
Correct.
technology is moving ahead and ahead, like it's progressing from a basic a standard definition to full HD and full HD to now 4K. the distance is
Yeah.
actually coming a little closer. So even for a same 40, 50 inches TV today, if it's a full HD, you can sit at a distance of 6 to 7 feet, and if it's a
Okay.
4K, you can even sit at a distance of 4 to 5 feet. So the distance is
Okay.
getting closer as and how the
Mhm.
clarity increases of the TV. But again, it is
Yes.
purely based upon what sort of content are you watching on it. If it's full HD, then yes, it does not play any damage.
Okay, okay, great. So I think a lot of moms will be very relieved knowing this
I
because
know.
yeah, because that is some issue like we will always be worried about that the kid is watching
Yes.
TV for or a projector for a longer period of time. So will they get glasses or will they have issues with their sight and all those problems will occur. But as you rightly said, if the light generation is not from the screen, it might not harm it as much. So
Yeah.
it is actually recommendable to show kids movies on home theater system. So that is more
There's so much
useful.
content for them as well, so they are not left out. I mean,
Yes,
Netflix
yes.
has a special profile that you can create only for kids, and there is no normal content that we all consume. Probably is not even shown, or the screen impressions are also not there for kids
Yes,
profile. So
yes. So Tanmay, there was also an do have we have a question from Mr. Prashant. So if not using a dedicated room for home theater, how can sound insulation be done? So is sound insulation mandatory? So I guess we did have a word on like we did had taken up this topic. So
yeah.
briefly, Tanmay, inform
Yeah,
Prashant.
sure.
Yes.
Basically, sound insulation for place wherein it's not a dedicated room, but you still need to treat the room to some
Mhm.
extent. And what you can do is you can have a good, frames which are acoustic photo frames, which are available online. So probably they can buy that and hang them on the
Okay.
wall near to the screen,
Okay.
because these reflection points on the wall are the ones that needs to be treated urgently for any sort of room scenario. So
Right.
you can use that, and as I said, you can have a small carpet or a rug on the floor, and even that can do a job. So
Yeah.
these kind of sound insulation treatments are good enough. If it's a media room kind of thing wherein you have a different door to enter that room, you can probably seal the door cascades using a rubber seals, or you
Mhm.
can treat the windows wherein the sound would not go outside. So
Correct.
these are
Correct.
certain things that people can use to enjoy some
Okay.
better sound.
Okay. So Prashant, again, hope it helps your queries. The options Tanmay has given, those are actually very doable and very smart options which can be done for a existing home theater system. So also, yeah, the difference between regular home theaters and 3D viewing home theaters. So how can we consider these? Like customer asks us a lot of questions that we want a 3D home theater system or that for our home theater room. So is there any major difference between the regular home theater system and the 3D home theater system, or is it almost the same, just the content is different?
Okay. So basically, a normal theater, as we all know, is basic 5.1 home cinema system. A 3D home theater is wherein you have a 3D audio and a 3D video. So 3D video is
Okay.
basically you wear goggles and you consume the 3D content movie or something of that sort. 3D audio is wherein the sound also comes from the top, it also comes from the bottom. So you are basically surrounded by sound from all the sides, and that is how we
Okay.
call it also as 3D surround sound.
Yeah.
Now, if you have to talk about a modern day home cinema, so yes, a lot of movies are going towards 3D sound, but what sort of 3D they're doing? They're trying to do it in a different manner called Dolby Atmos. So Dolby Digital
Okay.
used to be a surround sound 5.1 or a 7.1 system, but Dolby Atmos is something that they have got speakers now in the ceiling, which actually gives you sound. Let's say if there's a scene wherein a plane is flying over your head. Now, in
Mhm.
earlier times, the sound used to come from the sides, so that was not being
Okay.
real. And that is where
Okay.
this kind of sound, when it comes actually from the ceiling, makes the experience more real, and that is what
Okay.
people enjoy. So yes, 3D movies are, or these kind of 3D home theaters are getting
Mhm.
popular, but in terms of video aspect, they are still lagging, because 3D in a video system is something that is actually trying to move away. Because as you see, most of
Okay.
the content today released online is all 2D. But
All
yes,
2D,
sound
yes.
can, yeah.
Okay, the sound can be 3D, but Yeah,
Right.
okay, great. So it will give that effect for the voice coming from all around rather than coming from just a
Absolutely.
single source. Yeah,
Yes.
okay, great. So Tanmay, yes, that was again very helpful. So that is something again our viewers can consider, that if they already have the screen and everything in place, and they do want a 3D feel to the home theater system, they can always add in the audio part of it for enhancing the
Right.
overall experience. So, Tanmay, so we are almost towards the end of our session. I hope most of the viewers have got their answers from our questions. So, last but not the least, the most important question: what is the price range in which the home theater system starts off from? Like, if you want to suggest someone to go for a basic, very basic, but a good quality home theater system, what is the price range and what configuration does it usually have?
Okay. So a basic home cinema system, I would say, which includes a full HD projector, a Dolby Atmos or a Dolby digital system, would start from somewhere close to 2.5 lakh rupees.
Okay.
And what range it can go, well, there is nothing that can stop anyone to put to decide
Sure.
on the budget. People really
Right.
need to understand that where do they need to put a full stop to this particular budget.
Mhm.
So
Correct.
because there are projects worth crores of rupees as well. So 2 lakh is the most basic thing that you can start from. But yes, the whole objective of the person who is going to design your system or the consultant has to be the same approach, that irrespective what system you're buying, the end result has to be at least better than what they are getting from a regular system.
Okay, okay. And tell me also, similarly, on the same note, as you say, you have to put a stop to where to stop the spending on the home theater system. So, similarly, we had, as again, for one of our projects, we did consider having automation and added along with the home theater system. So,
Right.
please tell our viewers how that helps to have automation along with the home theater system. How does it make
So
one's life simpler?
automation, yeah. So automation, as you know, in that particular project, the client was very, very particular that, he wanted to, the home theater should basically make someone's life very, very easy, because it's the overall experience. It's not just the sound, it's not just the video, but it's the entire experience when that person sits into that room. He should get when he watches something. So that sort of experience will come only when you are able to do certain automation in that particular room. Like for instance, one of the biggest pain point that people have is that they turn on the lights, they come inside, they sit in the chairs, and they turn on a
Yes,
movie, and then they realize that the lights are still on, and then
correct.
going back, turning off the lights is a pain. Also,
Yes.
there are so many remotes that these equipments carry. Like you have your AC remote, then you have a projector remote, you have a AVR remote. So there are so many remotes that are part of that home cinema system. And to let go of so many remotes is wherein the automation does the job very, very
Okay.
nicely. So nowadays, you can
Mhm.
even have a Alexa or a Google in that particular room and ask them to do that job for you. Like, okay, watch movie, and then you have your lights turned on, curtains closing
Correct.
in, the projector automatically turning on, Blu-rays turning on. So all these activities in a sequential manner can be programmed only and only if the customer is willing to opt for this kind of automation solutions. So that is where I see
Oh,
that automation is something that someone should consider when they do a home cinema room, because it will only make their life very, very easy.
true, true, very true. So we have got one more comment from our viewers saying that how would you like to show the integration part when you're working on the home theater system, like integrating electricals and false ceilings and media unit, like the kind of part which we play in the integration of home theaters along with the interior part of it. So you have done a lot of projects with us. So do tell us, like, do we make your life easier, or it is difficult to work with designers like us?
No, no, no. It's always easier for us to work with designers because we have our in-house design person as well, of all the communication and AutoCAD designing, and they make lives easy for architects just like you. So just the way we help you in providing you with all the layouts from our end, so we
Correct.
know that these are the things that are very well taken care of. And you being the masters of the design, you know that how we can have the electrical false ceiling designs and everything made. So I think that kind of
Correct.
combination really have been working well for us, and I'm
Okay.
sure it has been working with all the other architects as well. So
Okay.
integrating electricals, false ceiling, media units, all these things require a lot of dimensions, or they need a lot of planning, or in terms of initial planning as well as on-site execution. So for every stage, what we do is we have our team members who are constantly on their toes to ensure that there are no on-site problems as well as there are no design problems. So how we have been integrating, with the help of experts like you, is that we guide, as you know, we guide you initially as to, okay, these are the things that we
Mhm.
would recommend you to have in the room, and then I
Yes.
guess once the design team works on the same, and then they send us their layouts, we also go in the same manner and take it ahead. So I think that kind of synchronization has really
Yes.
helped us as well to do so many projects very, very smoothly, and I'm sure your
Right.
customers will be happy with the end result.
Yes, yes, very surely they are actually very happy because at the end product they are getting a good experience along with their aesthetical needs which they have. So that is a win-win situation for the customer as well. So
Right.
that's how we work like hand in hand, where we add in technology along with our designs. So it is a total package for the customers and their needs. So then, lastly, what would you like to add? Like, how do you see what is the future of automation and home theaters in India? Like with the upcoming market and with the changing scenarios, what would you say? What is the future? And is anything new coming up in home theater system which is more user friendly? Let's say maybe user friendly or more economical for the clients who do want to opt for home theaters in future.
Absolutely, there are so many things that are coming in. So to begin with, what is the future of this particular home cinema or automation? Is I would say that in India, a lot of people perceive this as a luxury item or a luxury lifestyle item, and people really never thought that, okay, this is something that I really need in my house as well, until
Hmm.
obviously we hit the lockdown. Because if you see most of the abroad places, they have a cinema hall in their basement, which is like a by default thing. So just the way we
Yes.
have our modular kitchens in India, they have a home cinema room in their houses. And these kind
Right.
of technology, or these kind of concepts were introduced very late in India, and they're still being captured very, very slowly by the Indian market. But now with the lockdown, I'm very positive about it, and I see a very great future, because
Yeah.
now with everything releasing online and people watching first day first show in their houses, I think it is going to gain a lot of popularity in a lot of houses, and people are going
Correct.
to consider to have at least one room done in this particular manner. So
Yes.
that is what I see in terms of the future. And new
Totally.
products, new technologies. Well, we are in the field of technology, as I said, and every day there is a new technology. And I always say one thing, I always quote one thing, that technology never dies, it only upgrades. So as we had a
True.
full HD, then we jumped up to 4K. In the video part, now it is all jumping to 8K video technology.
Right.
So that is
Right.
something that is coming in. For the budget-based customers, there are a lot many solutions that are coming up now. Like there are good sound bars wherein wiring is also not possible, and people are looking
Okay.
for good home cinema sound. There are sound bars which are coming up wherein you can remove the surrounds, put in near your ears when you're watching a movie, and after the movie, plug them back in. So
Oh,
the
great.
technology is evolving in audio and video spaces to ensure that all the people have got something to enjoy in their house properly.
Okay, great, great. It was great no talking to you, Tanmay. I hope our viewers also enjoyed the session and it was quite informative. Surely it must have added to the knowledge of all our viewers. So thanks a lot,
Thank
Tanmay, again for
you.
joining in with us and looking forward to create more amazing experiences for the clients along with you.
Absolutely, Meenakshi. It
So
has been
take
my
care.
pleasure as well. I am really happy with
Yes,
what work 100 Crafts has been doing, and I wish you all the designers at 100 Crafts all the best, and keep
thank
going.
you.
I'm sure your projects will be, we'll be doing a lot of projects together in the future as well.
Yes, yes, very sure. Looking forward to that, Tanmay.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Yeah, take care. Bye bye,
Yes.
everyone. Stay safe.
Bye.
Stay at
Bye,
home.
everyone.